Hello, everyone. It's Rick McGray. As you all know me, maybe some of you don't, because I have maybe a few friends on my Facebook list that I don't even know or I haven't talked to in years. I've always wanted to have my own television show ever since I was a little kid. It was something that I always thought about. Something I always dreamed about in my room when I was a little kid. I would just sit there for hours and think about different things that I could do on television or whatever to, I don't know, just so that I could accomplish that goal. And the closest I ever got to actually doing it was when I got accepted into the NSCC program for Radio and Television Arts in 2012 or 11, whatever it was. But I couldn't go because the government wouldn't pay for that because they said that they don't pay for dreams. So I guess since I'm going on a tangent here, improvising everything, I mean I didn't write anything down or had anything in specific to say, but that last word that I just said is something that I carry with me every day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm already doing it. I do it when I sleep. It's something that I talk about daily with people. It's something that I talk about with people all the time. It's something I think that people should never forget. I think that it's something that people should never stop doing. Because inevitably, if that's the right way to use that word, which I've had an argument with a teacher over many times, the proper use of the word inevitable. I try to remind people, and I'd like to keep trying to remind people, just on a deeper scale, more than just words, more than just a status, more than just a Twitter update, more than just an Instagram photo, or more than just some stupid meme that everybody shared 50 or 60 times and doesn't have any meaning when it comes from you anymore. So, in short, I guess, for the long story that it would turn into, hopefully not turn into, is that I think that we as people forget every day about how important some things are, and we get blinded by the things that aren't important. We get blinded by the things that we are tricked into thinking that are important, and we need more than what we actually need, which is a problem in this world. We don't need expensive clothes. We don't need the best car. We don't need 1 million friends. We don't need 1 million followers. We don't need any of that. We need to look into ourselves and find that thing that maybe we're just missing. And I find that that's something that I'd never do. Ever since I've gotten older, I find that there's this piece of you at some point where you just start to think that you're a failure because you're not at a certain point in your life. You're not caught up to the rest of the group. You feel like everybody else is getting married, everybody else has a car, everybody else has kids, and everybody else is doing this and everybody else is doing that. That's all fine. I mean, I'm all good with that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that people are able to live their lives the way they want, and if you wanted to do that and you've wanted to do the shitty job that you have, I mean, it's okay. Like, choices are choices at the end of the day, and they're your choices. They're not any choices that anybody should be making for you. I would never try to sit here and say that I have all the answers, because I definitely don't. I mean, I definitely don't have all the answers. That is for sure. To be honest with you, I could use a couple of answers. If anybody else has any out there for sale, and proof that the answers will work, I'll try them. But getting back to what I was saying, dreams are something that are so important. They're something that are preached to us when we're children. Every day we go to school when we were kids, all I remember the teacher saying to me all the time is that your dreams are important, your dreams are important. What you want, what your thought of yourself and what you see for yourself and what you want for yourself is important. You should go for that. You should always strive for what you want. You should always do all that stuff. Just constant positive reinforcement that it is important to go after something that you truly want. And then I think after high school, along that way, we start to be introduced into like what the world actually is, and the world that around us. It's a playing field. It's a big game. It just seems that way to me now. It just seems more like of a game to me now. When I was younger, I wasn't very good at the game. I'll be honest with you. I was afraid. I was very afraid. I'd wake up afraid every day. I'd sit in my house. I was afraid. I didn't want to fail, so I never tried. And that was an anthem that followed me throughout my whole life. And I feel like most of the time that when people became my friends, it was mostly because of the fact that they felt bad for me. And I hated feeling like that. I really do. I really did at the time too. I really hated feeling like that was the reason why people were paying attention to me. And as I grow older now, I find myself not caring as much, not as fearful as much anymore. I feel like I'm finding things out about myself still that I never knew were there. You know, it's a very dangerous thing when you get stuck in a mindset that you can't change, because it's one of those things. Once something becomes an idea, it is very hard to change. Once it's already something that's an idea that's constantly running through your head, or a thought that you think of yourself, or what you think of somebody else or other people. I mean, it's really hard to do that. And I've convinced myself many times of things that I feel like I'm not good enough at, or I shouldn't have, just because it's not what I should have. I've talked myself out of many things. I've wasted many good opportunities. I've never asked as many questions as I should have, but what you would perceive as me possibly if you follow my Facebook feed is that I'm a pretty outspoken person, which I am. But in certain situations, we all have that thing that's going to hold us back. And for me, the biggest thing that I hate when it comes to my dreams is hearing the word no. Regardless of the fact of everybody that's ever accomplished their dream will tell you that you have to keep going besides with hearing the word no as well as part of it. It's part of it. You just have to do it. You can't allow yourself to defeat yourself. And that is why I'm still chasing after whatever I'm chasing after, because I allow myself to defeat myself, and I don't put in the effort that I need to put in. I mean, I'm willing to admit it, and I know that there's others that are willing to admit it as well too. But dreams are important. Dreams are important. For me, if I'm not waking up and dreaming about something or thinking about something that I could do, or something I'd like to do, or something I'd like to go, something I dream about, I'm depressed that whole day. I really have no desire to really do anything, or I feel lost on those days that I don't have a thought on my mind, or something that I feel like I'm looking forward to. I really feel empty those days. And you know, people are always talking about don't quit and know when to walk away and different things like that. And I can honestly tell you that I've nearly quit everything that I've ever been good at, out of the fear that I wasn't as good as I thought I was. I've lost friends because, you know, I feared they weren't as good of friends as I thought they were. which I've been let down before. Many times in my life, I've been let down. And I let that stuff control me to a great degree some days. And I also let it influence how I deal with other people and how I become friends with people. I mean, some people would think that I'm literally crazy. And to a degree, I would agree with you. To another degree, I wouldn't, because I'm just a guy that's trying to make it the best way that I know how. I don't know how to do it any better than I'm doing it right now. I'm constantly trying to figure out how to be better. I'm constantly trying to figure out what I need to do, where I want to go, how I need to get there. I'm constantly questioning myself if I'm good enough to do anything that I truly want. Am I good enough to do that? And those are hard questions to ask yourself all the time. But they're necessary. Because if we're not questioning what we're doing, if we're not dreaming about what we want, to me, I don't think that we're even living life when it comes down to that. We're going to quit things. We're going to win things. They might even be the smallest little thing. But at the end of the day, those small victories will lead up to something bigger. Those blessings that come from the sky or from around you, they don't happen by coincidence, I don't think, to a point. I think it's all a product of something that you're doing in your life, you know. And I feel like if you're dreaming big and you're working hard, you're trying hard, and you're being as true to yourself as you possibly can be, there's not a fucking thing anybody can say to you. This was the first edition of the Rick McGray Show, I guess. I'm going to start posting these a lot because I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. And, I mean, I have a lot of opinions. And this is part of my dream right here. So it would be a great thing if you guys could help me out by sharing this and putting out my message as much as it can go, wherever it can reach. You know, maybe there's someone out there that needs to be reminded that dreams are important, and that just because you quit at some things doesn't make you a failure. It just puts you closer to where you're supposed to be in the overall scheme of things for the plan that is here for us. And you could believe in fate, you can believe whatever you want. Whatever you want. Just believe what you want and how you get there. But the most important part is that you're trying to get there. And like I said, there's nothing anyone can say to you when you're trying. Thanks.